Hey guys, it's Sam. This is obviously not an unboxing. Um, the Hobonichi release has not gone the way I expected it to go. Last year, it definitely was not what I expected, but this year is like a train wreck in a different way. So instead of doing an unboxing, which I will at some point have for you, I just thought that I could chat about the Hobonichi release this year and why things have gone the way they have gone. If you are not new around here, you know that this is just kind of the way it goes with me. And it is what it is. I know that I can be extra. I know I have like special requests and extra issues and, idiosyncrasies that maybe other people don't have, and that's fine. Um, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch this video, but it's real and I'd like to share it with you. So if you're interested in chaotic Hobonichi stuff, then I'm probably going to be right up your alley. Okay, so a brief recap. This year has been a crap year for me with Hobonichi weeks. I probably have had 4 or 5 weeks now, and all of the paper has sucked. I've been incredibly sad about it and have spent kind of a large chunk purposely avoiding my Hobonichi weeks. And I've had so many people that come on and, then why are you even bothering? And the reason why I'm bothering is because of this. I am not new to the Hobonichi weeks. I have loudly proclaimed my issues that have kind of kept it from being complete planner piece for me. But as you can see, I love this book and I have been using Hobonichi Week since 2017. That's a long time, in my opinion, and I don't like to give up on things just because they might annoy me or make me uncomfortable. I love seeing this grouping of planners sitting on my shelf, and I want to continue to add to it. So even though I have not spent as much time in my Hobonichi weeks this year as I wanted to, I know that I will update it and I know that I will add it to the lineup on the shelf. And when the release came out, I just had that, I just don't think it's over yet feeling. So I kind of purposely ignored most of the Hobonichi stuff as it started like circulating online because I really was trying to say, no, I'm moving forward with some other things and this is not going to be part of my lineup anymore. And then I got sad, which was probably hormonal, but even still, I'm okay with it. And I think that going forward with Hobonichi, or at least attempting to, was in the end the right decision. But I did panic, and I know that I'm probably going to be in the minority here, but I don't often find a bunch of different covers that I like personally. I don't like bright stuff. I don't like cutesy. I don't like the video game stuff. So for me, it's usually the colors or the bow and ties. Back when they had more of this kind of style and the floral kind of style, I would choose that. I didn't end up keeping my leather one from, I think, last year. But I tried the leather and I didn't like that it didn't seem to open as flat as others. So I usually have the same thing happen every year. I can't decide. I order a bunch of different covers and then I end up with the one that I thought that I was going to end up from the very beginning. So this year, I only had one cover that I thought that I would really like, and that was this forest, no, not forest, and that was this antique green. And I had decided that I was not going to order from Hobonichi this year because the prices have gone up, the shipping has gone up, there was going to be extra fees and stuff, specifically for people in the US. So I decided that I was going to order from somewhere in the US. And because I watched their like live Hobonichi party or whatever, which I was kind of sad that they didn't do like a whole lineup. They didn't show everything, but Yoseka did have a live leading up to the Hobonichi release, and so I decided I would go ahead and order from them. And then I kept my order the most simple I'd ever kept an order in all of Hobonichi history. I ordered 1 week's, and I ordered some accessories that I knew would be very useful and functional and would be great for me. I ordered the pencil board, and that was it. I felt really proud of myself. My order was like $87 with taxes and everything, and I was like, this is great. This is fabulous. All along, kind of sad because I wasn't getting the little robot, which sounds really silly, but I feel like every year Hobonichi has a little hook, that gets you. And I kind of was like, about the pen this year, and I don't use the pen anyway. I love the Jetstream, but I don't like it in that fine of a point. So I collect the pens, but I don't use the pens. But I was like, the little robot. I have the Not Scary, or what's his name? The Not So Scary Bear or Not Scary Bear. I have him. And I really wanted the little robot, but I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's just dusting, something that you'll have to dust, a clutter catcher. Just let it go. Just order the planner. And so that's what I did. And then my friend Angelica was sharing on her stories on Instagram about how she went to go get locally her first pick and didn't end up getting it. And she didn't end up getting anything because she didn't like any of the covers. And she then, we talked back and forth in DMs, and she was like, I don't think that you're going to like this green. And then I started panicking because I was like, my whole order is surrounded by, this particular cover. And so I freaked out and I purchased it from Amazon because Yoseka still hadn't shipped theirs because they had a delay with their orders coming in through customs. And I was like, I have to know if I'm going to like this or not. So I ordered it from Amazon. It came the next day. And I was like, this is not the shade of green that I thought this was going to be. Again, yes, I know I'm extra. I don't need to hear about that. I understand it, and I'm fine with it, and my husband's fine with it, and we're all good. But I know me, and I know that if so then I freaked out. And the other thing that you need to know about me is that I'm very, 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 I'm detail oriented. So the only other cover that was like checking all the boxes for me was the bow and tie, and then the shiny one that had like, what is it, Story About Me, I think, that had the cat and the dog on the front, but I didn't think I'd be able to handle the shiny either. So all of the things other than this one had something that I didn't like about it. So I always choose gold or something other than silver, aside from, I think, 2018. So every year I am very intentional about the details and everything, and I didn't want one that had silver. But this was the only other one that I liked. I just didn't think I'd like the blue. And the blue is actually better in person than I thought it was going to be. So I ordered from Amazon. And the thing that really pushed me to get this one was because of the little tree stump with the Hobonichi on it and then the mushroom. So wouldn't you guess that I get the Hobonichi in and there's no mushroom on the front? And I was like, this can't be real life. So I placed a second order, and there's also no mushroom on the front of this. And I was like, what am I doing with my life? And then my husband ordered from Amazon as well, and he ordered the Sneaker Weeks, which he usually gets the A5 Cousin Han. And he hadn't used it as much as he had wanted to this year, and he was just like thinking it through, and then he kind of made a Sam move and was like, I think I'll just get a Weeks. And honestly, this is the first time that I have been opening the Weeks, which is crazy. This completely shows like what my whole mental capacity has been like the last few days. So I haven't even cracked one open. My friend Lisa was like, well, how's the paper? And I'm like, I don't know. So he gets it in, and I'm always really careful because I always open things with the mind of, am I going to keep this? Can I return it? Whatever. And so he cracks it open and said that he did a pen test. So there's his pen test. And I hadn't even looked at it until now. At least there's no bleed through, but now that I have it open, I could do my own pen test. Anyway, this is one of the ones, although I think it might not be dark enough. This is one of the ones that I always use and that I really had trouble with this year, bleeding through the Zig Clean Color Dot. I use this to track my workouts, and it was bleeding through the paper really bad. So it looks like no, it's not. Some shadowing, but no bleed through. Okay, so anyway, so he orders this, and then he was like, I don't know what I'm doing. He gets out his Han that he hadn't used in a couple of weeks, and he was like, I just enjoy this, and what am I doing? And then I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing either. So at this point, we're both having a planner freak out. And I'm always back and forth. I'm like, okay, well, I don't use the Mega Weeks generally. I had it for 2 years, but every other year I've just used regular weeks. But I was like, well, I could do kind of a bullet journal kind of situation in the back and then have everything all in one book, which is always my goal. Everything in one book is always my goal. I never seem to make it happen. But I was like, oh, should I have gotten a Mega Weeks? And then I was like, maybe I should order one of these from Amazon as a Mega Weeks. And although this color is not really what I wanted, I think that it'll be okay. I think that it will. And yeah, all of you like normal people are like, of course it'll be okay. It's just a planner. I get that. But this is like, it's a big decision if you have like, issues. So it's not perfect like this year's, but it's passable. So I think in the end, this is probably what I want to use. But so I ended up canceling my order from Yuseka because they hadn't shipped it yet. And then I was like, well, now I have no accessories at all. And I really did want a few of the accessories. And so I was looking around trying to find in the US where I could get this, all the while thinking, sad me, no robot. And then my husband is beside of me, like with his A5 in his hands, like longingly looking at it. And oh, what did I do? And I was like, I know that those are really expensive in the US. So I was like, well, let's just see. I built a cart at JetPens, and then I went to the Hobonichi website. And then I don't know what happened. Like 5 minutes later, I've placed an order, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? So I ordered some things from the Hobonichi website. I ordered him a Han, and then I was like, hey, we're going to get the robots. And so I was super excited. And then I thought about it, and I didn't include a weeks, which I haven't used this. I could return it. These are higher priced on the Amazon website, and I would have been very benefiting myself if I had just ordered a weeks and returned all of these. But I'm not that smart. So I didn't do that. And now I am like, okay, I still don't know what I'm going to do. And part of me is kind of like, well, if you want to use a Mega Weeks, maybe you could just use his Sneaker Weeks, but I don't think I want a soft cover. And I feel like he could probably come up with something to use this for otherwise. Or maybe I could figure something else out for it. I don't know. I think that he would like to have something that he could carry everywhere with him and not be so cumbersome, unlike the cousin, which is so big. But I don't think that I can make this work personally, but obviously we can't return it at this point. I haven't even looked at anything. See, it's the little robot and he's adorable. So I don't know. I don't think that I'm going to want a Mega. I think that I would still be happy to go back to Hobonichi and my little pen and gear notebook, or the Hobonichi and my little passport notebook to do my like note scratches in. Ring still has a place in my lineup. And at this point, I know that I'm just making it worse. I understand that. But I also don't know how to stop myself. So this has been very chaotic indeed. I really wish that Hobonichi would have more offerings that were more of the neutral, more adult vibe. I don't know. Like every year they come out with some kind of yellow. And I'm like, okay, well, but they're always brighter and they're never like more subdued like I like. And so I feel like it's hard for me to like find the perfect cover, and then when I think that I have it and then it doesn't meet my expectations, that makes me super sad. I wish that I had somewhere locally that I could go and just, look at them in person instead of ordering like a maniac and then, returning or selling what I don't want to keep. That is my Hobonichi situation at the moment, which I really would like to have a nice serene, like, oh, this is all nice and calming music and a candle lit and be like, hey, I have my life together, but that is not my life. So this is not your best friends, cozy, happy Hobonichi order. I hope this has a happy ending, but at this point, I really have no idea if it will or not. All I know at this point is it doesn't matter if I use it like 365 days out of the year or consistently I'm carrying this thing around every day. At this point, I'm not ready to give up on my Hobonichi weeks. And I would really like for this to be, oh, look at this. I have been avoiding unboxings and everything because I don't have my life together. I would really like for the paper to be better this year. I'm hearing that it is. And I would like for this to have a really happy ending. Really, I do. I'd like to have me and the Hobonichi weeks ride off into the sunset despite the few issues that I have with it. But we'll see. Let's see. That one usually dries pretty quickly-ish. Obviously, not immediately touching it, but I know that. I don't have any Tombos in this room to test that. Okay, immediately it's better. Although I will say that my front pages for this year have been worse than my back pages. So I don't know if I can trust that, but immediately it seems like it's better. Okay. I'd love to hear what you think is going to happen in the comments below. And does anybody else struggle with like choosing a Hobonichi product for the year? I wish that they had kept with this floral situation or this kind of thing. Man, I've loved those, and that would make my choice really easy, but I guess I can't have easy. I know that this is chaotic and that it's not for everyone, but I think I warned you at the beginning of the video. So if you stuck around this long, bless you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you keep coming back, and I hope to have a less chaotic video coming to you very soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here and I have not scared you away, please consider subscribing so that you know how this ends. I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.